You're gonna love this.
I want to hear it. I'm objective. You're critical.
Anico at the disco.
He's positive. Join the Mixtape 615.
Today, tomorrow, yesterday,
It is the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville.
forever. Testing. 1, 2, 3. This is the Mixtape 615 podcast, and we are the voice of who? The fans, that's you. If you listen well, talk some National NSC, some NSC real quick. So lock in with me. I'm your boy, Tunji, aka Young Turtle, the Soccer Face, SF Doom, the DR Kid, affectionately known as Steam Papi. Llame por favor, aka Mississippi My Ties and Bitch Believes, feeling cool. Woo, like a summer breeze. Yo, Austin, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Can you cross your fingers? All right. And wish me luck, because if Nashville loses this weekend, then I'm going to have to start taking shots of my Lord. So I start talking like a true Chicagoan. Call me Chicago Mike. And this right here is a Mixtape 615 podcast. And Austin, can you tell them who you are, please?
What's up, guys? My name is Austin, aka Wildman, aka Ginger Snap, aka the Fumbling Dublin, aka Chicky Parm, aka Red Beard, the dopest parrot in all the 7 seas. Logan, tell them who you are.
All right, guys. Y'all know who it is. It's Logan, a.k.a. Beer Main, a.k.a. Manga Man, a.k.a. Lucky Logan, a.k.a. the Thunderbird with the Underberg. And this is the Mixtape 615 podcast, brought to you by the Mixtape 615 supporter group, the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville, in all soccer, in all the world. And you guys want to jump in with us? Get on in and go to mixtape615.com. That is mixtape615.com, and jump in with us. Now, there's a lot of soccer news out there with Open Cup runs starting to make their way in, with the Menace in particular, having some of those old heads, which is kind of fun. But we're going to get way into it because we have to talk about the fact that Messi's bodyguard is no longer allowed on the pitch. It's crazy.
Do we have to talk
wait,
about
hold on. No. We're not going to talk about that. Wait a second. We're going to bring it to Nashville because we do have to talk about a recent match against Cincinnati that ain't a rivalry. For some people it is. For most others, it's not, depending on when you joined in with the team. Austin, lead us into that chat.
Yeah, well, we did have a match loss to Cincinnati. It was a tough one, especially with how we lost, the time that we lost, how late it was, the PK that was given.
Controversial.
So it was a little tough one. But Cincinnati did end our 3-match win streak. But it was still, I still felt like there was still so much energy in the stadium. I feel like there was just a lot of positivity to come from this, even with the loss, because, coaches say it all the time. You actually learn more from your losses than your wins. So I think that there are some things that we can step away from, look at, and some positive changes that we can have moving forward. But Tunji, our boy, friend of the podcast, Josh Bauer, got his second MLS goal, second goal in as many games, and he had a banger. I mean, a rocket of a shot.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on watching him get that rebound?
It's so good to see, man, because I remember when he was on the pod and he was kind of just like, yeah, we'll see if I can, get some more goals and get myself out. And we were encouraged. We were like, yeah, bro, you got it. And he went and did it, dude. I think he's the first NSC defender to get goals in consecutive matches. Like this guy is, he's actually on a tear right now. Like, this is great. This is, it's lovely to see, especially a guy like Josh Bauer, who, again, he's one of these guys in the MLS that he's had to fight for every minute he's gotten on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not guaranteed for him. So love to see it.
Yeah, and right now he's kind of playing out of position. Because he's playing as right back right now. And so seeing him, because with what we've seen with Andy Nahar, we're really pushing our backs, and Lovett's on the other side. We're really pushing them more as like kind of wing backs. They're playing a lot further forward.
Yeah.
And so with that, I think that it's giving Josh a little bit more chances closer to the net. And he is really capitalizing. Soon after that, in 43rd minute, Cincinnati came back and equalized right before halftime. But then we go into the second half. And this is where things started getting really chippy. Midfields started getting real tight. I mean, you had to fight for every inch. Logan, walk us through kind of what you saw from the midfield and like that fight back and forth between these two teams.
I mean, it was a fight back and forth. I mean, I know if y'all watched, the club put out a video where Walker kind of narrated saying that this was a big game for some of those guys, and for some of the old guys that are still on the team from, you know, early on, this is a pretty big match for them. And it's a big match for a lot of people, like I said earlier. So there is going to be a lot more chippy. There are guys that have played together for a while, played against each other for a while. You had Brian Anunga, who's no longer with us, Nashville, you know, Nashville guy coming against them. And, you know, there are going to be guys who play each other a little bit harder than they normally would others, mainly just because they know each other. They're going to bring that competition out of each other. And you saw it. You saw it on the pitch. You saw cards getting thrown left and right. You saw a couple penalties come out, which is kind of where Hany could have taken better, could have done better. And I'm sure we'll talk about that in a second. But and then another PK for Cincy that could be considered illegal.
It's not illegal, bro.
It could be considered illegal. Him moving backwards. Him moving backwards. Him moving backwards.
It's hold on. We gotta hash that out because I've seen.
we can talk about it.
I've seen a lot of people talk about that online. And look, when I saw it, I also too was like, hold on, bro. Can he do that? In the MLS, you can.
In the MLS, so you are not allowed to move backwards.
If you didn't see the match, if you didn't see the PK we're talking about. So essentially, Walker Zimmerman gets a pretty weak handball call in the box. I'm not mad. I'm not going to blame the ref on that one because he did give us a pretty weak PK call that Hany fumbled. And they go to Kevin Denke who they just signed from Belgium. He's had a pretty decent start, but he is a goal scorer.
So a $16 million man is what they call him, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. And I knew I didn't care if he feigned or not. Like when I knew that when he's stepping up to take that PK, I was like, dude, he's gonna sink this, bro. That's what he does, is he scores. But here's what he did. He ran up, he kind of backed up a little bit, and then he ran back up and kicked it. So a lot of people are saying that you can't do that. Here are the official. I'm going to read to you because I had to look this up because I also was like, yo, is this allowed? Here are the official
rules. Because the players even were,
Oh, yeah, but they didn't know either. Nobody knew. The kicker can stop and start during their run up to the ball. Must not stop or feint, pretend to kick the ball, what they're saying, at the end of their run up. And they must kick the ball immediately, must kick the ball forwards, they can backheel it towards the goal, and they cannot touch the ball. And these are the rules. That yes, they're vague,
but can they back up during?
That's the thing.
It has to be a continual movement forward.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say it has to be continuous movement forward. This is where everyone's getting hung up on.
You can stop and start, but you cannot back up, which is what people are on.
Yeah, exactly. That's what people.
I mean, announcers were saying it on.
The rules don't say that. The actual rules do not say that. I'm sorry. All
right.
Look,
I know it's the case in most others, but it is what it is.
We just had to take it. Maybe Hany should try doing that. Maybe Hany should try doing a little backup Cupid shuffle, and get the and maybe he should try it. I'm not. Look, I just want to talk about that real quick. Sorry, guys. I gotta.
Hey, like I said,
get it off your chest.
It's what some might consider to be a bad start, but either way, the match was chippy to the very end. The
match was chippy. The match was
and
chippy,
it involves emotions, man. It's Nashville was getting ready to just tear one and get a fourth win in a row. Cincinnati had not won one on an away match at all. So it was, they were seeking their first away win to really, give them a signature win in the early start of the season. But regardless of how chippy the match was, regardless of how everything went, again, a lot of positives coming out of it. You did see a lot of emotion out of our guys. You did see a lot of movement forward. You did see if we lost the ball, how much fight there was to not only get it back, but also to move back, to get back into position from our defensive side. There's just a lot of positives. Even my camera thinks so.
There are a lot of positives. There were some negatives. You mentioned Hany. You said maybe he should, use some of those tips. Hany did miss another penalty. He's now 1 for 3 for the season. I think I saw dating back to last season, he is 3 for his last 7. Or it might be 4 for his last 7. 4 for his last 7.
That was Ben Wright on Twitter.
Yeah,
posted that.
4 for his last 7 in PKs. I mean, he's barely over 50% in PKs. Is that what you want in this kind of a player with the money that we're paying him? And I'm not saying that Hany, like I said earlier in a few podcasts ago, that we are seeing him distribute more. We are seeing Hany be who we wanted him to be. Now, does he need a transition out of being our PK taker? Have we seen enough, or has the league seen enough? Is he second guessing himself maybe a little bit? Tunji, what are your thoughts on Hany and as our PK taker?
Oh man, that's a tough one, but right now, if you ask me right now, I would say I would like to see someone else taking PKs right now, just because I've seen too many misses from Hany recently. Like in my recent memory, it's just been miss after miss. We got the Panenka a couple weeks ago, and that was great. But like again, like in my most recent memory, I've seen more misses from him than hits. But I want to be fair. I mean, Roman Celentano that's a tough goalkeeper to score on. He's got one of the best PSXGs. So basically the quality of shot after the shot is taken, he's the best in the league at that. Hany's PK attempt wasn't a great one, but again, going up against a guy like Roman Celentano, he's going to stop most of those. Maybe not most of them, but he's I'm just trying to get y'all to understand. He's very good at this. And it's just unfortunate that Hany's last couple PKs that he's taken he's taking them against really good goalkeepers. You know what I mean? But again, on top of that, I am still not confident in the shots that he has taken against these goalkeepers. So the guy like Roman Celentano, you don't put it in the middle of the goal. You put that thing in the corner. You put that thing in the top bin. You know what I mean? Like where he can't reach it. Just like how Joe Willis got scored on with that free kick. Like it was just in a place where he couldn't reach it. So because I'm starting to doubt like Hany's placement on PKs right now, it's tough. And here's the thing, that the big thing about Hany, bro, if we can't start relying on him for PKs to just goes away, then this is exactly why people are starting to have the conversation that he's fallen off. He's not the same guy. Like we all know during his MVP season, it was PKs that got him there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There are only 3 seasons.
PKs. We're also seeing him miss wide open like shots. Ahmed Kassem got him the ball. Beautiful cross to Hany Mukhtar. And Hany puts it just wide in net. That's not the first time we've seen that today or this season.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing him miss, and the chances that he's missing aren't like in the corner. There was I'll take that back. The first one that he missed was a good PK. It was in the corner, bottom left. However, this one, just like you said, Tunji, like he kind of shot it more in the middle, and it wasn't even like top bottom. It was like in the middle, not even on like all the way towards the side. It wasn't a great penalty. And so I want to see somebody, like you said, Tunji, you mentioned Ahmad Kassem, getting him the ball. I'm also seeing some hunger out of Ahmad Kassem. He's somebody who's wanting the ball. Remember in the first or in the match when we had the 2 PKs that were both missed with Sam Surridge and Hany, that second one, Ahmad Kassem had the ball in his arms. He wanted it. And then they ended up giving it to Sam. So maybe we want to see one of these new guys taking it, or Sam. His placement has been really good with maybe not all of this PKs, but in play, you're seeing Sam Surge actually get some really good ball placement.
And it's not just
the thing with
in one spot either. So you got to admit, Sam could be the next guy. Austin, I agree that Sam could be it. Hany in his career is only a 72% PK shooter. He clearly has some kind of tell for the goalies to guess which way he's going, especially something is going on with his wind up, with his start in the last several. That Panenka obviously was phenomenal, but he's also missed, several others recently. So we can't really rely on him for that PK spot. I do agree that somebody else has to take it.
I'm not sure if it's Sam, man. I think Sam Surge probably has a. I'm not sure if I don't know. I don't think it's Sam.
It's hard. It's hard to
disagree with that.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard to say who it would be, but I know who we need to move away from.
Yeah. And then the thing with Hany, bro, is like right now, I mean, we've got goals coming from other people, right? We've got tons of goals coming from a lot of other people, which is great. Hany's got that supporting cast that we've been talking about. They're not world beaters, of course, but they're getting the job done. And like you said, you got hungry guys out there. Hany has to be clutch right now, and he's not being clutch right now.
Yeah. Well, in this game, we talked about it earlier this season, that the way that the MLS is shifting, it is now a goal scoring. You're not winning a lot of 1-0 matches. You've got to actually score some goals. And if we can't, capitalize on the freebies, if it were, then that's going to affect the final outcome late in the season on decision day. Some key things that we're going to talk about: Teal Bunbury, Awkward Turtle. He got his 400th career MLS appearance, only the 14th player in MLS history hitting that milestone. So good for him.
Good for him.
About Eddie Togseth, he led all players with 8.07 miles covered.
God,
so
he
dude was all over the place. There's a reason why that new Roy Kent chant is
he's everywhere. Yeah.
Yep. So with the loss, with the disappointments, real quick, I want to get a quick answer from each of you. What do you feel like? And I'll start with Logan, since I started with Tunju on a couple of these. So Logan, what is the ultimate reason that you feel that we have lost? That we did lose, rather.
In this match, I think some of it had to be a little bit of overconfidence in some of the things that we were doing. We're playing great. It's not that we shouldn't be confident, but we also got to know we're not just playing against downbeaten teams who are out a player or two on sickness or injury. So we've got to step up to the level of some of the other teams that are above us as well. Teams like Cincinnati, teams like Philadelphia, where we did rise to that occasion. So we've got to make sure we rise to the occasion every game. Another reason is honestly, we didn't put and place the ball where we needed to off of one touch towards the end. We saw a lot of second, third, trying to gather the ball in front of you. Man, just pop it in the back of the net. Josh Bauer showed you the formula. Just one touch, just kill it to the back. So we didn't see enough of that, in my opinion, for this match.
Right.
Tunji,
what do you think is the ultimate reason that Nashville SC lost this match?
It's defense. I mean, I know both of the goals came from set pieces, but to me, the defense showed cracks, and that's what I'm going to be paying attention to as the season progresses, because I'm still not sold on this defense. I'm starting to get sold on the midfield, not so sold on the striker situation yet. But the defense is starting to show a little. I know they've been good, but we haven't played amazing teams, a lot of amazing teams. And when I look at the game, the stats, 18 shots, it's 6 on target. Like, to me, it's just, I'm not a professional, but that's just too many shots and too many on target to me. One of those has a good possibility of going in, even though none of them did. Joe Willis had 4 saves. The only ones that went on target that went in were obviously the set piece ones. But I think BJ Callahan has to find a way to either keep getting 3 goals a game or start limiting how many shots on goal that we're starting to allow some of these better teams that have high offensive power. I mean, we're going to talk about Charlotte. That's a team with a lot of offensive power. They score.
Yep. Now I know that we in the 5 matches that we played, we did allow 5 goals. And so if we're averaging 1 goal a game that we're allowing, it's not terrible. But if we're not able to score on those freebies, like I mentioned earlier, then something's got to change, whether it's on the defensive side or change some things up offensively so that we can actually get some more in the net, like these past couple games when we scored 3 and 3. Let's get back to it. All right, guys, but we're going to move on. We're going to stay on this game in this next segment where we've got a little play, skip, repeat. You guys do not want to miss, so stick around.
Are you tired of neck or back pain? Maybe it's shoulder pain or headaches get in the way of your busy life. Well, Christ Chiropractic is right here in Franklin, Tennessee, and they've been helping families and professionals live their best life for over 25 years. They specialize in spinal decompression therapy and chiropractic adjustments that are there to tackle the pain and get down to the root cause without drugs, without surgery. So whether it's stress from work or chasing your kids around, they have got you covered. Visit ChristChiropractic.com. That's CRIST chiropractic.com to schedule your appointment and take the first step toward living a pain-free life.
Okay, we are back with an old classic. One of my favorites. Play, skip, and the repeat. And if you don't know what this one is, it's a really fun segment that we do. Basically, we will choose a player or a thing, a noun, a verb, or an adjective. You know what I mean? For each of these segments or each of these parts here, play is going to be something that we want to see. Skip is something that we don't want to see. And repeat is going to be something that we want to see more of based off this last game. So who wants to start? Eeny, meeny, miny. Austin, you start. Give me your play.
All right. My play. This was a tough one because I'm seeing a lot right now that I'm actually excited about. It's like, I don't know. Are there any changes that we want to see? But there is one thing that I'm noticing where it could be a repeat, but I'm going to actually leave it as my play because it's only happened these past couple games, is Josh Bauer. Keep playing Josh Bauer. I don't know if it has to always be as the right back, and maybe we try out Hany Mukhtar as the left back, because Hany Mukhtar, I don't want to leave him on the bench. I think he's a great player. Josh Bauer is thriving at right back with a couple of goals. Do we want to move him back to center back and take away his offensive presence? I don't know what that looks like, but all I'm saying is let's keep him on the field. I'd like to see him and Hany Mukhtar on the field at the same time. See what comes from that. So that's my play, is maybe those two players at the same time.
That's a really tough position. It's interesting and it's tough because what you're saying is drop Dan Lovitz from the starting lineup, who is the leading assist guy right now. I'm pretty sure.
Is it Dan Lovitz or is it Jack Mayer, and maybe move Josh back to center back? I don't know what that would look like because it's hard. Or
he's trying to take away the milkman.
Or do you maybe move up? I know that we've had Alex Morrill. Maybe you move Schaffelberg over there or Kasim over there. Move Hany Mukhtar as like a right mid, because that is his role as well. He's played right mid a lot in his career. You know, we could see some changes.
Josh,
it's exciting. It's exciting to know there's still some tinkering that we can do with this lineup.
Hey, U.S. Open Cup is coming up. Maybe we try out a couple different formations, couple different lineups.
Bring in young Gaines, young Julian. I'd like to see him in the Open
Cup.
Let's
do that.
Yeah.
Well, so that was my play.
Okay.
Oh, do you want to move on? You want to keep it at play?
Yeah, I mean, we can forth. I like the back and forth.
Right. Let's go.
I like the back and forth. All right, Logan, hit me with a play.
All right, Austin, that was a good play. I'm not gonna lie, that was a really good play. I had that as a play, but for me, a play, and it could again be a repeat, kind of, but dual two-way midfielders. I like to see it. I like to continue it. Yazbek and Tag Seth, man, the duel that they have, the connection that they have, and the consistent moving of the ball forward versus backward is huge. It's huge to me. And I want to continue to see it, yes, but man, that's such a good thing to have. It's something that we've not seen a lot of when it comes to our midfield. The fact that they can dribble through people and move the ball in tight spaces is a big deal. I want to continue to see it. I want to see more of it. And that's what the play really is.
You like it? You love it?
I want some more of it.
I want some more of it.
You know what? You tried really hard, but you couldn't rise above that.
But hey, both of them, no, I do like that because both of them are like almost true sixes.
Yep.
But like, you know, the last true six that we had was Dax McCarty. These guys being a little bit younger, being able to move a little bit quicker than Dax did. It's exciting and it does change our midfield when we have a true number 6 back there. And the fact that we got 2 of them back there playing side by side is really cool.
Yeah.
Does one Eddie and one Yazbek equal one McCarty?
I think one Eddie equals one McCarty and one Yazbek equals one McCarty. So now we've got a double McCarty.
We got two double McCarty. Double
we got a
Dax.
Dax.
2-shot
It's a
McCarty.
Dax. It's a Dax.
We got a double shot of McCarty.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'd sip on that. All right. Let me give you guys my play. We already talked about it, but my play is someone else taking PKs right now.
Yep.
Just right now. Just for right now. I need someone else to take PKs right now. I can't keep dealing with what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
Logan, I'm gonna go right back to you for the skip.
Okay.
And then Austin, yeah. Go ahead. Give me a skip.
All right. Well, your play is my skip. Hany on the PK. Hany on the PK is not what I want to see. I do want somebody like Kasim to take it. I want to see somebody else with hunger, with drive, and somebody who the goalie isn't going to expect to take that PK. I mean, again,
Josh Bauer on PKs.
Josh Bauer on PKs would be insane.
I saw that on Reddit earlier this week, and I was like,
that doesn't surprise me. But like, he and Kasim are the 2 leading goal scorers right now for Nashville. Why not put our leading goal scorer? Hey,
actually,
why not put our leading goal scorers? They're the only 2 with more than one goal.
If y'all don't know this, there actually is a stat out there. I don't know the exact stat, like percentage wise, but defenders actually score the majority of their PKs taken because they're not thinking about it. They just go up and boot it.
That doesn't surprise me. But I mean,
that's why they're defenders, bro.
That's probably why Leal.
but they're like burying it because they're not second guessing themselves and trying to place it in the perfect spot. They just launch it.
That's probably why.
I mean,
Leal was
imagine
such
that
a great
strike.
PKer.
Imagine that strike that Josh Bauer had coming from a set spot.
And it took 2 deflections. It deflected off of the goalie's glove too. Like he put power behind that.
No, it was a good strike. I'm not sure if he knew it was going to be a good strike, but it was a good strike.
It's a great
right. Austin, is your skip similar to Logan's?
It was definitely similar. Hany with the PKs. But I don't know. There wasn't a ton that you can say Nashville played poorly. It was a pretty well contested match. So there aren't a lot of negatives from it. The one negative is that we're seeing Hany not convert on the PKs when we have them. And we've had 4 PKs this season already, and we've only converted 1 of them. So 1 for 4 is not good enough. And so we do want to see better from that.
Yeah, I guess we all had the same because my skip is actually just more straightforward. Hany, stop missing PKs. Skip the missing part and go. Let's get straight, or skip this. Not even just skip the missing part of PKs part. Let's skip this whole first quarter of the season where Hany takes forever to ramp up. Let's just skip that and get straight to the meat, man. Well, the main reason why I'm saying this is because it's destroying the fans' faith in him right now, bro. Like if he's not automatic,
and I don't think. I mean, we talked about what our power ranking for players a couple episodes ago. Hany was actually in my top 3. I don't think that he is dropping off, and that's what's hard because people expect him to be the goal scorer. And if we can change that, just take him away from the PKs, watch him work. Just take that spotlight off of him like that, and I think that he will settle in that role really well.
He's still putting in good performances on and off the ball. It's just when it comes to putting the ball in the net is where
spotlight. I mean, there's that spotlight on him right now.
Austin, how many stats have you mentioned about Hany recently that's just like, whoa, okay, we didn't realize that was the case.
He's still Hany.
Yeah, he's still Hany. It's just he's not putting the ball in the net, and that's fine. We still have now 9 goals in 4 games, which is huge.
Yeah. I just don't want to get to like the middle of the season and we're still having this conversation. That's when I think we have to start changing our tune around Hany's performances.
Right now, it is not. We're not in panic mode yet.
Not yet. Who has that panic button? You guys, do we still have that? Don't hit it. Just let's just.
I've got it.
Let's just keep it close. Keep it close.
It's right here.
All right. Let's get to the repeats, and then we're gonna have a really fun conversation after that. Austin, repeat.
I mean, it's got to be Josh Bauer. I said it. He's my play and repeat. Nice. Josh Bauer on the pitch, whatever that looks like. I want to see more of that. And my play was Josh Bauer with Hany Mukhtar. My repeat is just more Josh Bauer.
More Josh.
Love that.
More Josh.
All right. Logan, what you got?
Man, honestly, my repeat is not going to be from the pitch. My repeat is the sound that the fans are creating.
Yeah,
it was loud.
Was it good?
And it was great. So obviously, well, you guys know, the two of you know, but for those of you listening, I was not able to attend the match this last week and watched it online and on Apple TV, and it was loud. Like, it was great. Good. You could hear us. You could hear the drums well. You could hear everybody chanting and cheering, and it was stadium wide. It felt like at least the sound felt like it was coming from there.
Fans get engaged.
I felt the supporter section was it had
good
vibes for most of the game. I definitely felt it. All right, well, that's a good one. Here's my repeat. Almost similar to yours, Austin, but a little bit more specific. More Josh Bauer goal celebrations. He's getting better. I have proof.
The layup, especially for March Madness time.
Ryan Tannehill. I thought he was doing the Tannehill at first. Apparently, and when I saw it the first, I was like, "Did he just pull a Ryan Tannehill?" But then it turns out he was doing the LeBron James. But I was like, he may not, because I know he doesn't watch too much Titans. But
going.
Yeah, he had I know he doesn't watch too much Titans, but I was like, I don't know, man. That could have been a Ryan Tannehill celebration.
That was funny.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well,
yes, more.
That's our play,
goal.
skip, repeat. That's our play, skip, repeat for this week. If you guys have any plays, any skips, any repeats that you want to drop in the comment section, please drop them down there. We will respond.
Please do.
But we have to talk about something that's missing from our lives, all of our lives. Coming up next.
What's up, Mixtape family? The new season's around the corner. In fact, it's already here, and you know it's time to turn it up. Tailgates, away match days, the whole shebang.
And here's the play. Our official watch party spot this season is going to be Lucky's 3-star bar. That's 3 stars out of 5. And it's just a short walk from Geodis Park on 4th Ave.
Nah, man, I'm giving them 5 stars out of 5 because Lucky's is where it is at. The pregame is strong, catching every single minute of the action, watching our Nashville SC boys get the dub with the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville.
And you already know you can still get lit with me at Lucky's. Cold drinks, glizzy, screens everywhere. The vibe is undefeated.
So roll up with your squad. In fact, you're part of our squad. Come to Lucky's 3-star bar. It's our new away match day headquarters. Let's make this season legendary.
Big energy all season long. Let's get it.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I'm missing. My pants are hanging low. I don't know what it is, man. It's like I don't have a belt anymore. Tunji, you feeling the same? Like, I just feel like I can't
the exact
slap.
Same, bro.
I can't slap right here on my belly ish and feel that giant hunk of metal just that weight of victory in my lap anymore. And it's just not fun, man. So we need to get it back. And that starts this coming weekend against Charlotte. So Austin, Tunji, again, just your thoughts real fast. Do you miss the belt?
Which belt are we talking about? Which belt are we talking about?
There's some people that don't know what we're talking about.
Some
The
people don't
Southern
know.
Championship belt.
And what is that? What is that?
For some that do not know, the uninitiated, if you will, the ones who are just now tuning in to us and understanding what we are talking about. This is the Southern Championship belt. It is held between Atlanta, Charlotte, DC, and Nashville. It stems from an old Atlantic wrestling belt, which is why it is a wrestling belt. All 4 teams compete head to head for the title each year. And Atlanta and Charlotte have already played once this year. So Charlotte already has 1 game in. This is going to be Nashville's introduction to the 2025 season race for the belt, the battle for the belt, if you will. And I want to see us go ahead and get the 3 points and get ahead.
Well, we have to get the 3 point because they already have a 3-point head start on us, on the rest, on everybody in the mini league that we've created. So like, we need to come out, we need to win. We need to win. It's unfortunate because I know that's a tough team to beat right now. I hate to say it. I hate the fact that I'm saying it on pod, but I'm got to be real. Charlotte's a tough team to beat, especially at home. But like right now, the fact that they have 3 points in hand. And we're facing them at home, like I can't emphasize how important it is for us to get this belt back, for us to go there and beat them there, because they're probably going to be the ones who at the end of this season we're neck and neck with trying to it's going to be us, them, and maybe Atlanta. I'm not sure how DC's looking right now. I have not been paying too much attention to them, but I know that Charlotte's going to compete this year.
They're +2 on the goal differential already. They are +3 in the points right now. And they are killing it right now. I know that they just recently lost a match at home against Colorado. And it was a pretty chippy match on its own. We were talking about our chippy match earlier. That was a pretty chippy matchup on its own. But what are some of the things that you're seeing, Austin, out of Charlotte that you feel Nashville can exploit?
I feel like they're more of that counterattacking. I haven't watched too much of them, but the couple of matches that I did watch, the Atlanta one actually being one of them, I felt like they played on the counterattack a lot. I felt like Atlanta actually controlled a lot of the possession. I didn't see, all the stats on it. However, just eye view from the naked eye, I was seeing Atlanta control a lot. And so if that's how they're playing, if they play that counterattacking, I think that Nashville can exploit that in the sense that we really do control possession. We don't lose it a lot. And then when we do, our defense has stayed pretty steady because our backline actually plays a little bit further up. That does leave it to where they can counter over the top. However, we haven't seen that break yet. And so I think that Nashville can hold strong, keep possession in there in our final third, and hopefully, get some actual balls in the net this time.
Yeah. Well, they do have a pretty solid defensive record as well, Tunji. Do you feel like their defense is something that we can break down from the current volley of goal scorers that we have that we're juggling between?
They've also got great goal scorers, right? And they've got their defensive lineup is solid, but if we are concerned about depth, then Charlotte definitely is concerned about depth on that back line. I mean, they just lost the reason that they one of the big reasons I think they lost this past weekend to the Rapids is because they lost Andrew Privet. I'm not sure how to say that. But they lost him because he was out on the red card, but he's coming back for this game. So again, now they're kind of back. I'm not gonna say they're back at full strength, but he's a guy that, like, even when he's back, he's still not an experienced player. You know what I'm saying? So they just have to, the main thing is keep the pressure on, and this helps on our defensive side and on our offensive side. If we keep pressuring their back line, if we just stay up like we've done on some teams like the Portland Timbers earlier this season, like we just kept the ball on that end and kept the pressure up on their back line, we will that back line is not strong. The Charlotte's back line is not a crazy strong back line. All of their strength is up front and in their midfield, right? Ashley Westwood, Pep Biel, Abada, these guys are the guys that you're looking at when you look at Charlotte. Not necessarily that backline. But here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you let Ajiman or Zaha get loose, if you let them push the issue, that's where you start. That's exactly what happened to Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta had them 45 minutes straight. They had them in the bag. And then all of a sudden, and it was like literally in like 5 minutes, the game, they scored 2 goals in like 5 minutes, and then the game was over after that.
Their first one was
they came out of that tunnel.
Yeah, first one was a bad read by Atlanta's defender. I don't remember who it was. Came too far and basically got caught. It was a bounce, just bounced literally right over him and then off to the races. So that's why I'm saying, like, if our back line can control that counterattack, not bite on those, then I think that Nashville can handle it a lot more. We'll have to see how this outcome, because Nashville's been on a tear. They had the 3-game win streak, looking really good. Schaffelberg and Hany Mukhtar now back. We'll see if they get the start, because they had limited minutes because they were gone on international duty. We'll see how they get the start. But I think that whichever team has that fire after the loss, whichever team wants to get back to that same level, whatever team has the hunger, that Ware Coyote coming out, whichever team is the beast in the East, then I think that's who comes out on top for this one. Takes control of the belt.
Yeah.
You mentioned Nahar being back. I think you give Nahar. I mean, I know we were talking about Josh earlier, but I think you give Nahar to start over Bauer right now, just because I think Nahar is a little bit more solid defensively. Yeah. And when you and I mean, this is one of his positions that he plays well, obviously. Yeah. But like when I'm just, you guys don't understand. I am definitely afraid of Patrick Ajiman and Wilfred Zaha. I'm so scared of that combo, bro. Yeah. So I think you need to have guys like Nahar who can keep up with these guys, who can keep them in check. Also, Eddie Taksef, man. Eddie Taksef, if he can do what he did to Zaha in the preseason, just like get in his head. I'm full on expecting Eddie Taksef to be this is going to be his most annoying game ever. I'm full on expecting him to get a red card this game. I want him to get a red card.
I don't want him to get a red card. I do want to see him
unless
on yellow.
It's literally after the match when he's getting in somebody's face.
No, if he makes it count, if he takes, I'm not saying injuries, right, guys? I'm not talking about getting injuring anybody. I'm just saying mentally or just like tactically taking Zaha out of the game.
I hope he does.
If it's a red card late, if it's a red card late, a tactical red card late, maybe we could be okay with that.
See,
but
here's what I want to say.
Okay, I just need him to mentally take Zaha out of the game, bro. I need him to mentally take him out of the game.
I want him to get Zaha to get the red. I want him to get into somebody's head that bad. I don't want him to be the one to get the red. I want him to get somebody else to get a red against him.
I think Zaha is the most you could easily. I think if Eddie Taksef does his Norwegian magic that he does,
and does it with a smile on his face.
Yeah, if he does that Norwegian smile, that witch magic that he does, I think he can get Zaha out of character, because Zaha is so easy to just like, if you just watch it, like, again, I've watched Charlotte FC games. Just watch him, bro. He's constantly complaining, throwing his hands up, like he's so emotional, easily agitated.
Yeah, he's very emotional in his play. But here's the thing, guys. We've got several different volleys of goal scorers. We know we've talked about that. We think we can do that. Do you think that our team is ready for a volley of goal scorers as well? This is a team that we are about to face that, in my opinion, is a step up version of the way that Nashville has been playing. We've been playing that counter over the top. We've been playing that high defense like they do. And they also have 8 separate goal scorers, only one of which has 2 goals. Zaha, 1. Agaman, only 1. Pep, Pep is their number 1 goal scorer with 2 goals. So they are coming from everywhere. We have to be prepared for that. Do you think that that's something that Nashville has in them? Austin?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because we talked about, our players having to watch that many people. It's difficult. However, I think that if Nashville stands strong, they can weather the storm. It's just a matter of putting balls in the net. I think it comes down to our goal scorers being able to put the balls in the net.
One thing that they've also not faced as far as Charlotte, they have not faced a team that has moved the ball well through the middle or stolen possession back in the middle as much as Nashville has this year. So with that being the case, do you think, Tunji, that might be a weakness that we can exploit as well?
What, a better or a more organized midfield than we've ever had?
Has never been this organized.
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure, like our midfield is going to be if Dean Smith, the manager for Charlotte, is looking at this Nashville squad, which he hasn't had too much experience with, but he's looking at what he saw last year and basing it off of that, then he's going to be he's going to be very surprised. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But and then if the Charlotte players, the ones who have been there for a while, who've been part of that, I mean, we've played them 5 times, 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. There's not a lot between these two teams, bro. And we're neck and neck in the standings right now, man. 10 points apiece, bro. There's not a lot that, like, so when we talk about like what can we exploit, what is that, there's probably this much, very little, like an inch or two of game or whatever that like we have to get that inch, right? That centimeter, if we're doing what do they use in Europe? Is it centimeters? Metric system. Yeah. Whatever it is, bro. We have to fight for, it's only going to be an inch or two that we are going to be able to get out of this game that will determine the winner, I think. I mean, I hope it's not a blowout on our end. You know what I mean? I hope we're not, if any blowing out is going to happen, I hope we're blowing out Charlotte. But again, like when it comes to what's exploitable, I think the game's probably going to be won in the midfield, but it's going to be won by the midfield keeping the ball closer to their goal and away from ours, bro. Right? Like I don't want to see too much of this counter, sit back and defend, with guys like Ajuan and Zaha, but I don't want to give those guys too many chances. So again, keep on pressuring them as much as we can, because that's how we're going to win this game. Fight.
Yep.
Well, I'm not going to ask y'all for goal predictions or score predictions.
I'll give you one.
I'm going to ask you one question. Do we walk away with a lead for the belt? Yes or no? Austin?
Optimistically, yes.
All right.
I think that it's going to be a hard-fought match.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hard-fought match. I think that whatever the win is going to be, I think it's going to be a goal. I think we might see another 2-1 match, whichever way that's going to go.
All right, Tunji, yes or no?
No.
No?
I think we walk away with a point.
Austin's positive. Tunji's negative. I'm going to stay in the realistic zone of, I think it's going to be a 2-2 or a 1-1 where we each walk away with a point and leave one on the table. I agree, Tunji.
Tunji said point. Yeah, he was.
I know. He's like, we walk away with the lead on the button. Yeah.
Yeah, I also think Eddie Taxef gets his first goal this game.
Ooh,
really? Okay,
yeah, I think so.
Eddie did take a couple shots. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see.
He's itching. He's itching. For
I want
to
see him get I want to see him get a Josh Bauer style goal where he just wrecks one from outside the box. That would be similar to a Dax McCarty celebration. To a Dimmler. I don't know if he can jump
Eddie
that high.
Celebration. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited, guys. I know you guys are excited. Let's watch this match. We are going to be at Lucky's 3-Star Bar and Grill, and we will have, speaking of a goal scorer in Nashville, we will have Josh Bauer signed memorabilia for a giveaway. We've got the Josh Bauer signed pennant. He signed it for us to give away for you guys. So do get there at Lucky's 3-star. We
Yes,
want to
sir.
see you there. We want to be there. Have a blast. Austin, why don't you take us out for a wrap?
All right, guys. Well, that is a wrap for another episode of Mixtape 615. Big love to all you guys, all you listeners. We couldn't do it without you. Special shout out to our ace producer, Doug Branson. He is the real MVP. Don't forget, stay connected. Hit us up at mixtape615.com on all of our socials, Instagram, Facebook, X, all that good stuff at mixtape615. You can see also, I think it is in all of our link tree, the merch. Logan, show off the milkman.
I've got the Jack's Dairy Farm. Hold up. I've got also
Joe's Laundry Service. They keep your sheets clean. Come on. You want to hit up all the merch, you can see that on our Instagram and the link tree there. For all of our video content, you know where to find us. Hit us up at Mixtape 615 Pod on YouTube. But guys, keep it real, keep it vibing. Until next episode, Mixtape 615 is signing off.